He could not kill me or harm Iris.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, every summation has a theme, every case has a theme and a theory of the case. We heard the theory of the case from the experts here today. Our doctor told you Travis Bickel did what a man has to do. Look at the facts of the case and look at what the prosecution is defending for you. They're defending 3 deceased pimps who had a 14-year-old girl captive and working for them as a prostitute. That's who they're defending here. They're defending the issue of whether or not these pimps were armed when their own police officer tells you they were armed. Travis Bickel killed the 3 men in self-defense of himself and Iris. All right? Travis did more than most of us would have done under the circumstances. He met Iris easy. He felt compelled based upon who he is. And you're going to evaluate this case. You're going to find him not guilty based upon who he is. You and I might not have done what Travis Bickel did that day. But we can't argue with him. We can't contest it. He did what Bert Steensma said he would have done, her father. And I submit to you, because Travis Bickel did what a man should have done and what a man had to do, that you find him not guilty. Thank you.
Basically, I admire counsel for making the argument that he did, because essentially it is, we have scuzz on the streets and let's all become vigilantes and go out and clean up the dirt bags and dirt balls and get them off. Well, that's why we have police. That's why we're not vigilantes in this country. And it's a frightening situation to say we are going to basically arm citizenry to the teeth and let them decide, let them become the judge and the jury, and literally in this case the executioner, as to any of our own weaknesses or fallibility. I'm certainly not here defending the lifestyle of the 3 victims in this case, but I am very much defending their right to live. And if the courts of this country wanted to bring them in via the police officers and try them for any transgressions, I would be up here prosecuting accordingly. But I will also prosecute anyone who decides to take it into his hands to make those decisions, which a civilized society does not do in that fashion. There is no question he wanted to get Iris out. But he had the opportunity. He didn't stop Matthew when she got into the cab. He let him take her away. He wasn't stopped when he went to see her. He could take her to breakfast. He could have gone with her to Vermont, to the commune. She invited him. You bring the cash, baby, and I'll go with you. She was okay with that. This woman was not being held, and there is not one shred of evidence indicating that anybody was guarding her, preventing her from walking the streets, or engaging in her chosen profession. We may not like it. I would like better things for that young woman. But let's be real here. She was not being held against her will. She was not being forced, and this was not a case, by any stretch of the imagination, of self-defense or defense of others. There is no question in this case. This man acted with tremendous recklessness and gross disregard for the lives of others when he committed those acts on December 22nd, 2004. And I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, there is but one verdict, and that is guilty of second-degree murder. Thank you.
The time has almost come for the jury to decide whether to vote guilty or not guilty. In other words, to decide whether or not the prosecution has proven guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. There is one charge for the jury to consider. That's murder in the second degree. And you will vote guilty or not guilty as to all 3 of the deaths in this case. Okay. Would the defendant please rise? The jury has come to a verdict. The jury finds Travis Bickel guilty of murder in the second degree with a vote of 14-4. Do you have anything to say before the court passes sentence? Anything to say before the court passes sentence?
I'd like to appeal the verdict. At some point.
You can appeal the verdict after sentence is carried out. And the sentence
Nothing further to say.
is death. You will now be executed.
We are in Texas.
Every year, the lawyers do an amazing job. The witnesses do a fabulous job. The folks who put together this production and direct it are just terrific. They have our thanks. And Bob Ward, we are forever grateful. Another Bob Ward production. Thank you and congratulations.